Hey guys, this is my first time doing an actual reaction video, like with the video on the video. So I just found out how to do that today because I really do not want to keep doing what I've been doing and it's just so annoying. So I finally found out how to do it, so let's just get into it, right? I'm probably not going to pause that much because I don't know how to pause the video and I haven't figured out how to do that yet, so yeah. Let's get into it. I'm excited. I was literally waiting all day for a video like this and it finally came.
For the past 3 years or so, I've worked as an overnight security guard at a mall. It used to be that the mall didn't require an overnight person, but vandalism started to become a problem. Most of the time I would drive around the parking lot all night listening to my car radio. Now and then I'd kick some skateboarders out of the parking lot or investigate a suspicious person lurking about. Other than that, I'd say the job was pretty tame. Maybe 3 months in, I experienced something a little bit stranger. I noticed that the light to one of the shops was on while driving around the parking lot. This was surprising to me considering no one had snuck past me as of yet. So of course I parked the car and headed inside the mall to catch the potential thieves. As I approached the shop, I didn't hear the sound of anyone rummaging through the inventory. Sure enough, the shop was empty. As a matter of fact, even the security gate was still down. Only the shop owners had access to the security gates, so I couldn't really do anything about the light being on. I headed back out to my car. I'd say an hour went by with no incident, but as I was circling around the entrance to the mall, I saw another light was on inside. Inside the mall, it was the same scene repeated. The light was on to the shop, but the security gate was still closed. I even tugged on the damn thing to see if someone heard me coming and just hid from me. Nope, it was locked.
It's weird.
I heard a click from behind me while investigating. The previous light was no longer on. Maybe it was my mind playing tricks on me, but I swear I saw someone run behind the counter and hide.
Get out.
I think about now is a good time to mention I was running on 3 hours of sleep for the past 48 hours. And I was blaming these occurrences just simply on the lack of sleep.
Maybe.
I shined my flashlight into the shop and scanned the area. Nothing that I could see. Behind me was another click. Once again, the light to the shop was off, and this time I know I saw someone standing in there. So I simply called out, "You can either leave with me, or you can leave with the police."
Oh shit. Get up.
They didn't move, just stood next to the light switch. I approached the gate and turned my light in the direction of the light switch, and there was no one standing there. I did see that a clothes rack was fairly close to the switch, so maybe the light was catching the clothes just right and was casting a shadow. That was the most logical explanation I could think of, at least. I left the mall. I was pretty spooked from the events of that night, but after a few months, they were pretty much out of my mind. My patrols were nothing special for a while after that. I think my next incident happened around my 1-year anniversary as a guard. It was winter, and I was inside of the mall checking the pipes. Yes, I was on security duty, but the owners decided to save a buck by having me inspect certain things as well. It was whatever. I was heading to one of the bathrooms to relieve myself when I heard a toilet flush. I jumped a little more than I would like to admit. Inside of the bathroom, I didn't see anyone. The toilets in the mall were motion activated, much like every other mall in the world. I checked all of the stalls, empty. I'll spare you the details, but after checking the stalls, I took a seat in one of them. I had a YouTube video playing on my phone while I was sitting. Then I heard a tapping sound coming from the stall next to me.
That's so weird.
I glanced to my left and saw a pair of shoes standing with the toes pointing towards me. Slowly, I brought my eyes up above the stall. Sure enough, there was the tallest man I'd ever seen, standing over the stall, staring down at me.
Oh fuck!
Had I not already been on the toilet, I would have been running home for new pants. When he saw me notice him, he ducked back down beneath the stall. I hopped up and kicked in the door to the neighboring stall. The damn thing was empty, except for a pair of shoes sitting in the same spot I had seen them.
No one's behind me, right?
My heart was thumping like crazy. I went back to my car as quickly as possible after that. If I remember correctly, this happened at around 4 in the morning. Once again, I accredited all of this to my lack of sleep.
Oh shit.
I was just happy that I had the next day off.
That got me, fam. That's so creepy. That's like a ghost. And maybe it's just your mind fucking with you, but at the same time, it's like you don't know what that is. Like, fuck no. No.
My friend and I once went to the infamous, abandoned Rolling Acres Mall in Akron, Ohio. I'll call my friend Jake for this story for privacy reasons.
Okay.
We went at like 11 o'clock at night on a Wednesday night, since we didn't have school the next day. We snuck in through some door which had been jammed in by previous visitors. It was completely pitch black in there, obviously. We turned out our flashlights for a few seconds just to really take in how dark it was. We explored the lower level, then went up to the second level by climbing up an escalator. As we were shining the flashlights into old closed-off stores, we heard a bang-like sound come from further down this upper level. I got scared and asked Jake if it could be security or cops.
Get out.
He said he doubted it, probably just more people like us exploring. But we did still try to move in the opposite direction from the sound, just in case. We were right by the JCPenney in the mall, when we heard another similar bang-like sound like from before, this time louder and closer.
No,
Jake and I
get
turned off
out.
our flashlights now just to be safe.
There you go.
We didn't know
Now get
who
out.
that could be. With our lights out, we did the best we could to make a little distance between us and the sound, without banging into walls or anything. Suddenly, I heard a... It came from a little further in front of me. It was kind of muffled too,
Leave.
so I assumed it was Jake calling me ahead.
True.
I kept hearing him going, so I kept following the sound of it.
It's not him.
When I got close enough, I whispered to Jake, "Where do we go now?" He didn't answer,
It's not him.
so I started feeling around for him, and I found what I believed to be his shoulder. Only the fabric of the jacket I felt did not match the fabric of the coat I knew Jake was wearing.
It's not him.
I turned on the flashlight and screamed when I looked up and saw the person I was holding onto wasn't Jake, but rather some tall guy wearing a beanie and a face mask. The man grabbed me and put me in a headlock as he tried dragging me.
What the fuck?
Jake came out from the darkness and landed one clean punch to the man's face,
There you
which
go.
gave me just enough time to take off as he let go of me.
There you go.
Jake and I ran to the same place we came in from.
Get the
When we
fuck
got
out.
outside, we continued running until we got to the car.
Good.
We didn't stop to catch our breath just yet, though. Jake booked it out of the abandoned parking lot, and only then did we feel relief. I gave Jake a firm handshake as I laughed and caught my breath, thanking him for potentially saving my life.
It's fucking terrifying. What the fuck? You're just following some kind of thing and then, like, what are you doing? Like, you don't even know the fucking person.
I used to work in a 24/7 general store in a mall in South Carolina, so while the mall itself would close around 9:30, our store would stay open all night. There were two entrances to the store, one from inside the actual mall itself, and then a back door that people could enter through after the mall closed. Past 9:30, I would always have to shut the gate, separating the store from the mall. Given that this was a smaller store, it was never really busy in the deep night hours, which also made my job very uneventful most of the time. But there was one night shift that turned out to be anything but uneventful.
Of course.
It was towards the middle of my shift. The gate between the store and the mall was down, but I could still see through it obviously into the dark half-lit hallway of the mall.
Okay.
The mall always had night lights on, which were much dimmer, but bright enough for the security guards to see what's going on in the cameras.
Alright.
I was doing my own thing, organizing the shelves, making sure everything was neat, when I heard a rattle at the metal cage. I
Get
looked
out.
and saw some guy standing on the other
Hide.
side, grasping the gate with his hands. At first, I thought it was the security guard on duty. It was the only logical explanation, even though it was rare to ever see them walking around. But as I got closer and asked if there was a problem, I realized it wasn't a security guard. It was just some random man.
Let's
He was
close,
wearing a
bitch.
dirty black and white plaid shirt and very baggy blue jeans. Most notably, though, and what made this exceptionally strange was that he was just looking up at the ceiling. I inched a little closer and again asked if something was wrong and if he needed help, but he just kept looking up and shaking the gate. Now, there was some kind of protocol I was supposed to follow in the case of something like this in order to get the mall security. However, I didn't know how. I didn't know what number to dial, I didn't know how to work any kind of intercoms,
Perfect.
so all I could really do was shut it out. I
Perfect.
turned my back to the creepy man and went back to my register behind the counter, as far away from him as possible. Unfortunately, the shelves are angled perpendicularly to the counter, not parallel, so the man at the gate was in direct line of sight from me still. He finally seemed to back away,
Finally.
like literally walked backwards though, with his head still up at the ceiling.
What the fuck?
All that was going through my mind was where could security be? It was to my understanding that there would be at least one person watching the cameras at night. Anyway, I tried to just move past it, resuming my cleaning activities. I couldn't help but look back outside to the mall every once in a while, though. Thankfully, he was gone now.
Good.
Eventually, someone came into the shop. I heard the back door slide open. I was in between two shelves and couldn't see them, so I continued with my work.
It's the guy.
After finishing up sweeping the aisle, I went back to the register to wait for the customer. I saw the customer now. They were standing at the end of the last aisle to the left, the alcohol aisle. He was looking up. At first I thought he was looking at the top shelf, so I looked away. I only looked at him for maybe a second. I bent down under the counter to put the broom and dustpan underneath, and when I stood back up to look at the customer, I felt like my heart nearly stopped. He was looking at me with a smile, not a grin, but a wide-lipped smile. It also sank in right away now that this was the same man that was out in the mall from earlier.
Told you.
Only now he'd apparently taken off his black and white plaid shirt.
Was he
I
shirtless?
stared at him, and he stared at me. And I think this went on for 30 seconds.
Call the police or something.
I didn't know what to do, and I had actually frozen up in fear. The face he gave, the smile, was a pure look of horror. Something straight from a horror film or someone's nightmares. I felt like he stared into my soul. I opened my mouth to speak, and my voice trembled. I think I said, "Get out or I'm calling the cops." He didn't move. He didn't even bat an eye. I ran to the back room and locked the door so I could call my manager. She wouldn't pick up after several attempts, though. When I gave up, I heard a tap at the door. Not a knock, just a very gentle tap. I sat like a nervous wreck in that back room for a good 5 minutes, wanting to be anywhere but there. But when the fear of this person stealing a bunch of items and losing my job became greater than the actual fear of the person, I stepped back outside and looked around.
Okay,
The
was he
man
there?
was gone. He was gone for good this time. Our shop has cameras, so they caught all of it. When my shift ended, I told my manager about what happened and showed her the video footage. She was shocked and kind of freaked out herself.
I would be too.
I only worked there for another month after that, then moved on.
I'm out. Well, I gotta tell you, just giving my thoughts all in general. The first story, let me see if I remember it. The bathroom one. That's creepy. Like it's like it was a ghost or something. You know what I mean? It's like it wasn't even there, but it was there. The shoes, the person that was apparently that gave me a fucking heart attack. Literally, like you saw me. That was not an over. I was literally, I did not see that coming. I love Mr. Nightmare. Just everybody subscribe to him. I'll put the original link in the description. This is actually like a really good first video to react to. That was actually like really good. Like I've seen all his videos, but like this one is like the best that I actually caught on camera. The second story. Yeah, where they were in the mall and then, or not, yeah, the abandoned mall, and then that's, nope. Like, why would you go there anyway? Like, you know what I mean? Like, aren't you gonna be terrified? Like, it's all dark. Like, I'll be fucking scared. Like, I don't even. I'm scared to walk around. Like, it's like what time is it right now? It is. My phone's I think dead. That's great. It's like literally 11:32 right now. And I would be like scared to go for a walk around the block, like as if I'm gonna go dark into a abandoned building where you never know if anyone's there or not. No, nope. So do not go there. Protect yourself. Save yourself. Do not do that. You're gonna die. Okay, do not do that. Like, and he could have died if his friend wasn't there, because like why? Like I get it if someone's touching you, you wanna like maybe you got scared or something. But why the fuck are you there anyway? Like what? The third one, that's really creepy too. Like I didn't know if he was gonna like try to kill him or something. But that's so creepy. Like he's just banging on the thing. He's gone. And then he came towards the back. I didn't quite catch that part where he came to the back. I don't really understand how that happened. But, fam, don't. I mean, if you're a night shift person, then good luck to you. Usually you're not going to have that, you know, like, hopefully not have these kind of, thingies. But I really wish that I had reacted to all these things because they were amazing. I love Mr. Nightmare. Definitely subscribe to him and Llama Arts too. He's fucking amazing too. But anyway, I hope you liked this video. You guys will definitely get more reaction videos from me. every time Mr. Nightmare uploads, I will react to it the day of or the next day, except for August 11th to September 15th, where I'm not going to be able to post any videos whatsoever. I'll be in Europe. So I'm assuming there's going to be like a few videos posted from Mr. Nightmare and hopefully Llama Arts. If so, I will react when I get back. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.